Listen carefully. What you are about to hear is not comfortable. It is not designed to make you feel good. It is designed to make you aware. Because the most dangerous prison in the world is not made of walls. It is built inside the human mind. And most people don't even realize they are trapped. Dark psychology is not magic. It is not manipulation tricks. It is the uncomfortable truth about how the human brain actually behaves under pressure, fear, comfort, and desire. If you don't understand these forces, they will quietly run your life. Your brain was not designed to make you successful. It was designed to keep you safe. And safety is not the same as growth. From a psychological standpoint, the human brain is obsessed with one thing above all else: avoiding discomfort. Pain, uncertainty, effort, and rejection trigger the same threat response as physical danger. That means every time you try to improve your life, your own mind may fight against you. This is not weakness. This is biology. The dark truth is that your brain will often lie to protect you. It will call fear logic. It will call laziness rest. It will call procrastination timing. It will call quitting self-care. And if you don't question these lies, you will slowly build a life far below your potential. Psychological research shows that repetition creates belief. Whatever you expose your mind to consistently becomes your mental reality. That means your habits are not neutral. They are programming. If you wake up every day and flood your brain with noise, negativity, and comparison, your nervous system stays in survival mode. A survival mind does not build dreams. It just tries to get through the day. This is one of the darkest realities of modern life. People are not lazy. They are mentally overloaded. Constant stimulation exhausts the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for focus, discipline, and long-term thinking. When that system is tired, impulse control weakens. Decision quality drops. Motivation disappears. And the person thinks, "What's wrong with me?" Nothing is wrong with you. Your mind is overstimulated and undertrained. Dark psychology reveals that attention is power. Where your attention goes, your emotional energy follows. And where your emotional energy goes, your life slowly moves. This is why distraction is so dangerous. A distracted mind cannot build identity. A distracted mind cannot sit with discomfort. A distracted mind cannot grow. It reacts instead of chooses. One of the most disturbing psychological patterns is learned helplessness. Studies show that when people experience repeated failure without control, they eventually stop trying, even when success becomes possible again. They don't quit because they are incapable. They quit because their mind has accepted defeat as identity. This happens silently. It happens when you break promises to yourself, start things and don't finish, avoid hard conversations, delay necessary discomfort. Each time, your mind records a message. I am someone who does not follow through. Over time, that belief becomes automatic. This is how people become trapped without chains. Dark psychology teaches that identity is stronger than motivation. You don't act based on what you want. You act based on who you believe you are. If you see yourself as tired, unlucky, or behind, your actions will quietly align with that story. That's why changing habits without changing self-perception rarely works. Another uncomfortable truth. Your emotions are not designed to guide your future. They are designed to respond to the present moment. Fear exists to protect you from immediate danger, not to plan a meaningful life. Comfort exists to conserve energy, not to build greatness. If you let emotions make decisions, your future will always be negotiated downward. Strong individuals develop emotional separation. They feel fear, but they don't obey it. They feel resistance, but they don't retreat. They feel discomfort, but they don't escape. This ability is not talent. It is trained tolerance. Dark psychology also explains why most people stay average even when they consume motivation. Motivation triggers dopamine. Dopamine feels good, but it does not create discipline. In fact, too much motivational consumption without action creates psychological relief without progress. The brain feels like it did something important, when it didn't. This is why action is uncomfortable. Because action requires effort without instant reward. And this is where discipline separates people. Discipline is the ability to act without emotional permission. That skill is rare. And rare skills create rare outcomes. Your mind will always negotiate with you. It will say, "Tomorrow will be better. You deserve a break. Just this once." Dark psychology says, negotiation is how self-control dies. Every time you negotiate standards, you lower them. Strong people remove negotiation. They predecide behavior. Not based on mood, based on values. Another hidden psychological trap is comparison. The brain uses comparison to determine safety and status. But in the digital age, comparison has become infinite. You compare your behind the scenes with other people's highlights. The brain interprets this as social threat. This activates anxiety, shame, and avoidance. Over time, people stop taking risks, not because they lack ability, but because they fear judgment. Fear of judgment is one of the strongest behavioral inhibitors. That's why dark psychology emphasizes internal validation. If you require external approval to move forward, you are controlled by other people's opinions. Freedom begins when self-respect becomes non-negotiable. Another dark reality. Most people do not fail because of lack of intelligence. They fail because of inconsistent identity. They behave like different people depending on mood, environment, or audience. Psychological stability is the ability to remain consistent across conditions. That is power. Consistency trains trust, not only from others, but from yourself. And self-trust is foundational. When you trust yourself, decision-making becomes faster. When you trust yourself, fear weakens. When you trust yourself, hesitation fades. Dark psychology shows that discipline creates self-trust faster than confidence ever will. Confidence is emotional. Self-trust is evidence-based. Built by keeping promises to yourself when it's inconvenient. Another truth rarely discussed. Comfort does not heal trauma, awareness and structure do. Avoidance strengthens fear. Facing discomfort in controlled doses retrains the nervous system. This is why growth feels uncomfortable. Your system is learning a new normal. A nervous system that has only known chaos will interpret peace as unfamiliar. A nervous system that has only known comfort will interpret effort as danger. Understanding this prevents self-sabotage. You stop asking, "Why is this hard?" and start saying, "This is new, and new feels uncomfortable." That shift changes everything. Dark psychology also explains why silence is powerful. Silence removes stimulation. Stimulation feeds impulse. Impulse weakens discipline. When you sit in silence, your mind surfaces unresolved thoughts. Most people escape this. Strong people confront it. That confrontation builds clarity. Clarity leads to direction. Direction leads to momentum. Another hidden habit of strong minds is delayed gratification. The ability to sacrifice present pleasure for future gain is one of the strongest predictors of long-term success. But delayed gratification is not natural. It must be trained. Each time you choose effort over comfort, you strengthen that circuit. Small wins compound. Dark psychology is not about control over others. It is about control over impulse, attention, and reaction. When you control those three, your environment stops controlling you. You respond instead of react. You choose instead of drift. You build instead of cope. The world benefits from distracted people. But it does not reward them. It rewards those who can focus, delay pleasure, regulate emotion, and stay consistent under pressure. Those are psychological skills, not motivational feelings. And they are learnable. You are not broken. You are untrained. Your mind has been shaped by repetition, and repetition can be changed. Start small. Remove negotiation. Reduce stimulation. Increase structure. Build habits that reinforce identity. Not perfection. Consistency. Dark psychology reveals one final truth. The mind does not change through inspiration. It changes through repeated behavior. Act first. Belief follows. And once belief changes, your entire life follows.